One of the most iconic guitar amps in history is the Fender Deluxe Reverb. And I've got to say that of all the amps we have in the Line 6 Helix, some of the Fender models are true favorites of mine. And I have a lot of fun dialing in tones utilizing them. Now, in a previous episode of Helix Amps Revisited, I went back and took a look at the US Deluxe Vibe. And in this video, I'm going to take that a step further and look at the US Deluxe Norm. Now, we're going to have a free preset available on my website today. This is what we're going to take you through and dial in. And this is very similar to one of the snapshots from my Line 6 Marketplace US Deluxe Ultimate preset. I also have a Vibe version up there. I'll have the links to all of them below. Later in the video, I'll play you a demo of the various snapshots from the US Deluxe Ultimate preset used together in a full production, layered with the effects that are included in with drums and bass. And I think you'll agree it sounds really nice. And it is really one of my favorite presets to play through when the situation calls for tones like this. But today I'm going to take my beautiful Sir Classic T Tele style guitar and I'm going to take you through how I dialed this particular tone in. So again, we'll have this preset for free at my website. You can just go there and grab it at the link below. And then I'll have the full-blown multi-snapshot, multi-effects version up on the Line 6 Marketplace. So without further ado, let's dive right over to HX Edit and take a look and see how I created this tone. All right, so here we are over in HX Edit. And I've got my typical template here. This is going to work on Helix and HX Stomp. Now, the full-blown Marketplace presets will only be for Helix. They've got far too many effects blocks and too much processing power needed for it to work on HX Stomp, but you will be able to grab this preset and utilize it on either Helix, HX Stomp XL, and as all of my presets, they all work in Helix native as well. So let's start at the end of the chain. The very typical stuff that I do for most of my presets. I have the LA Studio comp at the end with a peak reduction of 6, gain on 5, mix on 100%. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. As I've talked about ad nauseum, that's just to glue things together a little bit at the end. It's going to always be on very subtly, and it's not going to be make or break in any way, shape, or form for the preset, but I find that it does add a nice little bit of glue to things. Parametric EQ is, again, not really being used for anything other than low cut and high cut. Low cut at 100 hertz, high cut at 10 kilohertz. I like it there just in case I need to, in a particular situation, control a specific frequency and I can dive right in without having to mess around with the preset. It's there and it's really not taking up too much as far as processing power. I threw in the dynamic ambience reverb. This is a real favorite of mine just to not be so overt as far as reverb goes, but just give it kind of a nice room sound. My favorite settings on this shape is late 100, room size at 12 meters, and I went with the mix at 40% on this. I've got my real favorite block that I use on almost all my presets here to just shape the tone and give it some polish. My low and high shelf EQ, low frequency and high frequency, both set at 650 hertz. All the frequencies below 650 pulled back by 3 dB, all the frequencies above boosted by 2 dB, and I found that that polished this up nicely. The cab I chose, well, not a surprise, 112 US Deluxe of the new cabs we received in firmware 3.50. One of my favorite mics, 121 ribbon on the cap edge, pulled 3 inches back, 0 degrees on the angle, no low and high cut because I added those in over here on the parametric EQ. And on the amp, I'm going for a little bit of edge of breakup push sound here, so I have the drive at 6, bass at 3, mids at 9.4, treble at 4.4, presence at 2, channel volume at 7.3, master at 9.5, sag, hum, ripple, bias, and bias X I didn't really touch, I don't believe. So let's do this. Let's go as usual. We will turn off all of the sweetening effects and sweeteners that we have in here, and we will just look at what the amp and cab sounds like, and then that will give us a good idea and indicator how adding these different blocks at the end kind of shape the tone and get it nice and polished so it's just ready to go for live or in the studio, and it's going to work nicely in a mix. So as I mentioned before, I'm playing my beautiful Sir Classic T Tele style guitar. I'm on the neck pickup, and it sounds like this. Can I hear it if I dig in? A little bit of breakup. Let's go to the bridge pickup. Nothing wrong with that tone as is, but now let's go back to the neck pickup and we're just going to come to the end of the chain. We'll add our compressor in. Again, it's going to be extremely subtle. It's almost not even compressing at all at these settings, maybe just a hair if we really dig in, but I do like what the LA Studio Comp does as far as just giving us a bit of a glue sound to the overall tone. Okay, let's bring in our low and our high cuts. I'm back in the neck pickup. Kind of hear how that just cleans things up a little bit on the bottom end especially. So really nice. Let's bring in the dynamic ambience. This always brings the preset to life. Very nice. Now, the low and high shelf is a real secret to getting this to have that polished sound and to work really nice in a mix. Go to the bridge pickup. Middle position. Now, how will this sound with some humbucker pickups? Here I have my Gibson Les Paul Standard. Go to the neck pickup. All right, so there you have the tone with a couple different guitars. That, as I mentioned, is available as a free preset at the link below at my website. But I want to let you hear what that particular snapshot, or a snapshot really similar to that is a part of my Line 6 Marketplace US Deluxe Ultimate preset, sounds like when used with the various snapshots and the built-in effects in that preset when they're used together in a mix, layered with some drums and bass. And that sounds like this. What did you guys think? I hope you enjoyed that revisit of this incredible amp model that we have in the Helix. If you'd like to grab the free preset, as I've mentioned already a bunch of times, it is at a link below. And if you're so inclined and want to go to the Line 6 Marketplace and grab the full-blown multi-snapshot preset that has a full array of effects, the link is below to that as well, along with the US Deluxe Vibe Ultimate preset as well, which is based off of the US Deluxe Vibe model that we have in the Helix. So thank you guys so much again for sharing your time with me. Please like the video, share it with anybody you think would get some use or enjoyment out of watching it. And also please subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification to get notified when I put new content out. I'll be back really soon with some more. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in and sharing your time with me. Ciao for now.